Hello, I'm your host Jo Linsdell and this is Writers and Authors Television. Coming up in today's show, I'm going to be joined by Amber Lee Easton, who's going to be sharing some romance tips with you. Later on, I will then be talking you through a few ways that you can optimise your Facebook page for search. And there's also some very interesting things coming up in the news, so stay tuned. Amber, hello, welcome to the show. I'm going to pass over to you now because I know you've got lots and lots of fantastic tips to share.
Hi, I'm Amber Lee Easton, a romantic suspense novelist. Today I'm talking about specifically promoting the romance genre. Now, it's not as daunting as you might think. As romance novelists, we have a unique ability to connect with people on an emotional level. That's why we write romance, isn't that right? By positioning ourselves as experts in the romance and relationship field, we draw people to us not just as novelists, but as people who have insight on spicing things up, keeping things hot, and giving them insight on how to just really keep a relationship going, and about love. After all, that's what people want, right? That's why they're reading romance novelists. And the whole point of marketing is to connect with our audience. And I have done this by becoming an expert and positioning and branding, keyword there, branding myself as an expert in this field. I do this by radio spots, my blog, amberleeeaston.blogspot.com, by writing feature articles on romance and lifestyle for magazines, various magazines and newspapers. And it's really quite simple when you start to position yourself in this way, where people gravitate toward you and want to know, what else do you have to offer? What more can you give to me? And that's when they look you up, that's when they get your books, that's when they start really becoming a fan. And that's what we want. Fans are the key to our success, or at least our longevity in this business. I've also been able to speak at Moms and Me groups. I don't know if you have those in your area, but any group where stay-at-home moms are meeting or women's groups are meeting, and you can get out there and speak on lifestyle, on relationships and love. See, sensing the theme here? It's all about branding ourselves as experts, and a lot of this is for free. It's free publicity. What's better than that? The radio shows, you might be asking, how do I, in the middle of nowhere, get onto a radio show? Well, it's really simple. I also live in the middle of nowhere, up here in the forest in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, and I have been approached through networking areas like LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, my connections with other writers. It all works together. You have to network. It's part of the business. This is a business, whether we want it to be or not, whether we want to embrace the art or not. We have to admit that this is a business at the end of the day. We can't make a career out of it if we don't get readers. So those blog talk radio shows, they've all come to me through Twitter mainly, and LinkedIn, like I said. And so it's possible. And what's great about those is I position myself again as an expert in the romance and the relationships area, and they promote my books. It's a win-win situation. And most of the time it's free. And like I said, that's the best thing. Free, free, free. Free publicity is great. If you can get into your local newspaper, do that. If you can go read at the library, maybe your book might be too spicy to read at the library, but read something else. Conduct a creative writing workshop at the library. I've done that, and that has also drawn readers to me because they want to know more. And that is the key. What can you do to expand your readership base as a novelist? It doesn't cost a lot of money. And a lot of that is just getting out there. You're going to have to do some work. And I know that's a tricky thing with all of us because we want to write too. We're always looking to write that next best thing, the next big thing, the next big novel that we have on our agenda. However, we need to do that, that's true. But if no one's waiting for it to come out, then what's the point? You need to have the readers. Once you start establishing the readers and people are saying, when's your next book coming out? Right there, you're in. It's happening for you. And that's what's exciting about us as romance writers. We have something, we have knowledge that people want, and being able to give that to them in a forum, like even on Twitter, I position myself as a relationship and romance dating expert. And it's very simple that way, because then people really start following you and they really start respecting you and they want to know more. And then they are waiting for that next best novel of yours that's going to come out around the bend. So that's my advice on promotions. I would say, as far as advertising goes, be careful. I have a limited budget. Really be careful as to what you spend your money on when you can get all of this free promotion. Just my thoughts. I hope that helps. For more about me, please check out my website at amberleeeaston.com or follow me on Facebook. That's facebook.com/author Amber Lee Easton. And I'll be happy to communicate with you. Just send me an email and we'll get together and we'll talk and we'll share and we'll figure this thing out, because at the end of the day, it's all about readers. Thank you.
And now for some Facebook page tips. How you can optimize your page for search. Now this applies both to Facebook's graph and Google algorithm. Now these are the two main things that you want to bear in mind when optimizing your page for search on Facebook. Now we all know a rough idea of how the Google algorithm works. Facebook is quite similar, but they do have special things that make it a bit different. Now let's do a quick rundown of the things that both Facebook and Google consider in their algorithm. Now, they consider your page name, your category, your vanity URL, I'll talk a bit more about that in a minute, and the keywords that you use within your About section. Okay, so they're the main points that are covered by both search engines. Now, when it comes to the Facebook graph search, they use your keyword, your category, and connection to influence the search results. Okay, now we've covered the basics of what's included, I'll take you through a few steps of the things you can do to optimize your page for search. Create a custom URL for your page, or a vanity URL. You might also have heard of it said like this. Now, if you go to the link below, that's popping up now, that will take you to the page which has all the information you need for customizing your URL. It's a very, very simple process, only takes a few minutes, and will really improve your SEO, search engine optimization, for both Facebook and Google. So it's really, really worth the effort. Are you tagging your photos? You should be. By tagging the page in your photo, you increase your page's chances of showing up in search results. Now, you also want to pay close attention to the keywords that you use in your photo's description. Now, this is very important, as both the Facebook graph and Google index the keywords used in the photos. So that will really help make a big difference to how you're showing up in search results. Complete your About section. The info in your About box helps people find you in search. By having your keywords show up in the beginning, it will really help your results as well. As with everything that you put out there on the big wide world web, content is king. So make sure you're putting all your good stuff forwards, as the best content will come out on top. This is the case for both Facebook and Google. So on Facebook, this means how much people talked about a specific photo or text update or video that you posted to your page. So obviously, the more people that are leaving comments, liking and sharing your post, the higher that post will result in search engine results, and the more people will see your page. Unfortunately, that's all I have time for today, but by following these simple steps, you will really, really improve how your page is optimized for search engine results. And all the things that I've mentioned today really only take a few minutes to implement, so it's really, really worth the time and effort. In the news this month, 14th of February, mark it in your calendars now, is International Book Giving Day. Now, this is a whole day dedicated to getting as many new, used and borrowed books in the hands of as many children as possible. Now, you can find out more information about this fantastic event at bookgivingday.com. In other news, actually this is a bit more of a reminder than a recent update, but did you know that in 2012 Amazon rolled out their lending library for the UK, Canada and a few other places as well? Now you're probably thinking, well, why do I want to be lending my book? Now, the great thing is about Amazon's lending library, you get to earn royalties every time someone borrows your book. Now, the people borrowing your book are generally Amazon Prime members. They borrow your book, chances are they'll leave you a review as well, and they'll tell other people about your fantastic book. At the same time, Amazon will give you a share from their lending library fund. So it can be a good way to boost up a little bit extra and help spread the word about your book. In other news, Promo Day event is coming up in May and is currently open to presenters. So if you would like to help establish your reputation as being an expert in your field and have some good tips and advice to share with your fellow writing colleagues, then please drop by the blog at promoday.blogspot.com and fill out the application form to be a presenter at this year's event. Now, the event is completely free of charge and open to everyone worldwide. Workshops will include video webinars and also written forum workshops. So you can take your pick about which format suits you best. But it's really, really good. It has a lot of people attending it. So even if you don't feel that you're capable of presenting, then please sign up anyway at www.promoday.info and join in the fun. Okay, that's it for this month's show. If you have any comments, any feedback you'd like to give, then please leave a comment below or upload a video response because I'd love to hear back from you. Also, feel free to post your questions for our guest, who was Amberly Easton, if you want to get the conversation going about writing romance and marketing romance books. I'm sure she would love to hear back from you as well. Remember to click the subscribe button above as well. That way you won't miss out on any future updates. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you next time.